We will now move on to the launch of Kriti Fellowship. Kriti is a national level fellowship program for young sculpture artists. Under this fellowship, 25 best entries will be selected for creating sculptures made from used plastic. These sculptures will find their place in a first-of-its-kind museum of plastic waste to come up at Nandi Hills. I will now request Mr. Aparesh Mishra, founder Hyphen, to please come onto the stage for the unveiling. Mr. Kamal Sharma, CEO WeCare, as well as Ms. Smita Gaikwad, WeCare. Kindly request you all to come onto the stage for the unveiling. Request the audience to stand up for the unveiling. Huge round of applause. We will now move on to the launch of 7 Trees for Life. I would request Mr. Ramakrishna Ganesh, founder, as well as Mr. Ravindra, co-founder, to come onto the stage. 7 Trees for Life is a people's movement driven by the realization that every human needs at least 7 mature trees to have enough oxygen to breathe. Thank you. Now, we will commence the much-awaited award ceremony. India CSR Awards have been instituted to recognize innovative CSR practices in India. The awards honor outstanding and innovative CSR, sustainability and social enterprise projects, and thought leadership in CSR. This is the 10th edition of the annual awards, and the theme for this year is recognizing innovation leadership. A total of 37 awards are being presented this year under 5 broad categories. We will now request Honorable Chief Minister to please join us at the stage to honor the awardees. We would also request Mr. Rusen Kumar to join him. The first broad category of awards is CSR Lifetime Achievement Award. Under this category, the first award, CSR Green Leadership Award Individual, goes to Mr. Ramakrishna Ganesh for India Plog Run. A round of applause for Mr. Ganesh. He is also a founder of 7 Trees for Life and is also a Guinness Book World Record holder for a plastic waste project, and is also in the core committee member of Shankara Hospital. Next, We have the award category CSR Green Leadership Award for organization. Here we have Srinivas Innovation Private Limited for innovative herbal fuel additives. It will be received by Mr. Deepak Rani, Director. Then again, for CSR Green Leadership Award organization, we have We Care for Plastic Recycling Efforts, will be received by Kamal Sharma, CEO, and Smita Gaikwad. Next, we have CSR Professional of the Year Award 2021. I would like to invite Ms. Pratima Harite, Head APAC CSR and Philanthropy, Lenovo. Next, we have CSR Person of the Decade, Dr. Huzaifa Korakiwala, CEO of Wokhart Foundation. Next, we have Lifetime Service Award for Ms. Suman Minda, Chairperson, UNO Minda Group.
Dear dignitaries on the dais, thank you for this award, and I am honored to receive this award from the CM. I would like to compliment Mr. Ruzin Kumar, who's doing very wonderful work in India CSR, and he's one of the torchbearers of the movement of the CSR movement. And I dedicate this to the 950 warriors of Wokhart Foundation and 1.5 million peacekeepers of the World Peacekeeper Movement. We run 200 mobile vans across 20 states in India. And I just want to end with 4 sayings for the CSR. First is, the poor don't need pity, they need help. The second is, where every smile counts. The third is, a life of giving is a life worth living. And the fourth is, service to man is service to God. So thank you very much, and all the best.
Then for Project of the Decade, would like to invite Fuel. This would be received by Mr. Ketan Deshpande, founder and chairman, and Santosh Hurali Koppi, chief mentor and trustee of TII Global. I would now like to invite Mr. Abhishek Ranjan Brillo for ESG Leader Award. The next category of awards is CSR Leadership Award. Under this category, the first award for road safety goes to Maruti Suzuki Limited. For this, I will invite Mr. Gaurav Gandhi, General Manager CSR, as well as Mr. Ujjwal Yadav, Senior Manager CSR. The next award category is Community Development. We have Ferrero India Private Limited, would be received by Mr. Umesh Dugani, Plant HR Head, and Ms. Smita Gaikwad, Head Institutional Affairs and Corporate Communications. Then we have for Environment Conservation, United Way of Bangalore would be receiving the award. We have Mr. David Kumar, Program Head, Environment Vertical. David Kumar. Then our next category award for awards is for Community Health. This would be going to Aadhar Housing Finance Limited. Will be received by Archana Kohli, AVP HR and CSR, and Mr. Rishi Anand, COO. Our next category after this would be for rural development. We have NEC Corporation, India Private Limited, would be received by Kazuyuki Takayama, Head Corporate Planning and Strategy. Then, then we have our next award for COVID-19 response. We have Rodic Consultants Private Limited. We have Ms. Meenakshi Rawat, General Manager for this award. Okay, Meenakshi is not here. Then we have NGO of the Year. The Akshay Patra Foundation will be received by Shri Madhu Pandit Dasa, Chairman, and Mr. Sridhar Venkat, CEO. Oh. Sorry, Meenakshi. Sorry. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Our next award is for education. Baruka Group of Companies will be received by Ramesh Sasanure. 1 second. Why don't you just go ahead? Just be there. For Ms. Meenakshi Rawani. In the education category, next award is for Lenovo. Will be received by Ms. Pratima Harite, APAC, Head of Philanthropy and CSR, as well as Ms. Deepanvita Kundu, India CSR Lead. That's okay. In the health category, we have Turtle Shell Technologies Private Limited will be received by Mudit Dandwate, CEO. Then in the education category, we have Minda Industries Limited, will be received by Ms. Suman Minda, Chairperson, and Mr. Gaurav Kumar, Head Group CSR. Next, we have COVID-19 response. Maruti Suzuki India Limited will be received by Mr. Gaurav Gandhi and Mr. Ujjwal Yadav. Then our next category is education and health. Will be received by Supac Industries Private Limited, Ms. Niyati Mitul Shah, Vice President. Then our next category is environment conservation. The award goes to Sandvik Mining and Rock Technology India Private Limited. Would be received by Mr. Ravi Arora, Head Marketing and CSR, and Ms. Cheryl, CSR Specialist. Then our next category is skill development. This again goes to Maruti Suzuki India Private Limited. Request Mr. Gaurav Gandhi and Mr. Ujjwal Yadav to please come. Then the next category is COVID-19 health. The award goes to SBI Life Insurance, received by Mr. Ravindra Sharma, Chief of Brand Corporate Communications. Next category is technology and CSR. This goes to Dell International Services India Private Limited. Will be received by Ms. Archana Sahai, Head CSR, Mr. Arpita Agarwal, Chief of Staff to India President and Managing Director. Next award is for COVID-19 response, goes to MPL Sports Association, will be received by Mr. Suresh Vaidyanathan, VP Policy and Communication. Next award is for community development, goes to M3M, will be received by Aishwarya Mahajan, President. Next award is for skill development, goes to Chetak Foundation, will be received by Mr. Arun Arora, Head and Director, as well as Sachin Haritas, Director. Next award is for COVID response, goes to Million Spark Foundation, will be received by Mr. Abhinav Mathur, Founder Director. Can we have a big round of applause? Next, we have for COVID-19 relief, the winner is ACT Grant, will be received by ACT Grant, will be received on behalf of ACT Grant by Mr. Prashant Prakash. Huge round of applause, please. Huge round of applause, please, for Mr. Prashant Prakash. We will now move on to Velga Memorial Awards. In this, the category for Library Professional, the award goes to Belaku Educational Trust, will be received by Dr. Shivananda R. Koteshwar, co-trustee and founder. Our next category of awards is the Posh Awards. I now request Dr. Kiran Majumdar Shaw to hand out the Posh Awards. So the first award goes to Fincare Small Finance Bank Limited, will be received by Ms. Shifali, VP Secretarial and Legal, and Mr. Rakesh Das, Head Credit. We then have First Steps Babywear Private Limited, will be received by Mr. Prashant, Head HR, and Ms. Hajira, Assistant Manager PR. The next organization to receive this award is Daso Systems Solutions Lab Private Limited. The award will be received by Ms. Sunipa Ghosh, Senior Legal Counsel, and Mr. Aditya Malik, Director. Then the next award goes to Sagacious Research Private Limited, will be received by Ms. Siza Manocha, Senior Manager PR and Communication, and Mr. Akshat, Event Manager. The next award goes to Interglobe Aviation Limited, will be received by Ms. Bela Chawla, Associate Director, and Mr. Sampath Ulal, Associate Director. And the last award goes to Vision Spring, will be received by Ms. Neha Sharma and Ms. Shubhangi Agnihotri. A huge round of applause for all the awardees. And a big thank you to the dignitaries on stage for handing out the awards.